everybody, Cal Banyan here, and I'm back with RaeAnn. You need to go watch that now because that's where you're going to learn all about her and some really, really cool stuff about being a hypnotist and getting the best start possible. Let me tell you about RaeAnn. This is one of the interesting things about our profession is that most professional hypnotists or hypnotherapists don't work for an hourly wage. They're entrepreneurs. They are their own boss. And that's going to be our topic today. Let me tell you about RaeAnn. First, I'm going to introduce her, then she's going to introduce me. RaeAnn Rosario is a certified hypnosis professional and strengths coach at Free Reign Hypnosis at freereignhypnosis.com. She feels called to do something more fulfilling than what she used to do in sales management. And so she did the search and she got involved in hypnosis. She was initially certified through the National Guild of Hypnotists, but left her wanting. She ran into me and learned about 5-path, 7-path, time tunneling, and all that good stuff, and decided to go through my course. And then she just decided to go all in. And before you know it, here she is on a podcast with Cal Banyan. After watching so many podcasts with Cal Banyan, she says she ended up stumbling upon something much more powerful and profound and instrumental in helping people overcome their BS. I wonder what that stands for, BS. And from this lifetime. And that is the magic of 5-path, 7-path. Hey, how you doing, RaeAnn?
Hi, Cal. Awesome introduction. Thank you so much. How are you?
How would you introduce me to the world?
Oh, that's a lot of pressure. You are the
Off
man
the top of
himself.
your head.
You're
I
like the man behind the curtain. So Cal Banyan, fearless entrepreneur, courageous person. You brought your vision into the world. 7th path, 5 path, secret language of feelings, my best life path, everything, and taught it to your people so that we can continue the message on, and we can change people's lives. And without you, there's no us. So that is Cal Banyan, everybody.
Ooh, I do feel good now. Thank you very much. See, when I spring it on you like that, then you don't have to go through that process of being nervous of what you're going to do. It's just like, boom, there it is. All right. So once again, if you're just watching this video, if you could go back to the previous video and get all of her background and stuff like that. But you went now from being a sales manager with a company, right? And you got like regular checks for that, right?
Yes, I did.
And you decided to leave all that quote security. And you know what? I think employment security is overrated. I mean, right? How many times in the last 2, 3, 4 years have we seen people get laid off or fired because of COVID or because of slow economy and their secure jobs just went away like that? Now, that wasn't your case. You decided to leave for something more fulfilling, if I remember right.
Yeah.
All right. And you had to make that transition from employee to being your own boss. What was appealing to you about that?
Good question. I think the appeal of it was finding something that I was meant to do, something fulfilling, something that I knew I was helping people. And in helping them, I was helping myself, right? So a little selfishly, because anybody can be a salesperson, right? You're either a good one or a bad one, but anyone can work for somebody and say, hey, I have this product. Do you want it? But there's so many of us, especially during the pandemic, we found that everyone has their stress, their overwhelm, their things that is keeping them stuck or keeping them from being the person they want to be or doing the things they want to do. And I think the appeal to that was me finding what lit me up, what made me feel like I was contributing to the solution and not the problem. And that was hypnosis. I think being your own boss comes with a whole bunch of freedom, time freedom, financial freedom, things that you don't even know that you're missing when you are working for somebody else and you're, focusing on their vision. Now you have a whole opportunity to focus on your own vision. So I love that.
Now, I saw you at the symposium, the 5-path symposium in Dallas, And that's when I invited you to be on my podcast. And I met your husband, right? And nice, super nice guy. I liked him a lot. But I'm curious, what was that like for him, for you to go for this, from this paycheck to, now I'm my own boss, entrepreneur?
Oh, there was some mixed feelings for sure. I think he is actually the one who encouraged me to find something that I enjoyed doing. I think I was draining the energy in the house for a while, just following someone else's vision. And at the beginning of the pandemic, it was hard for everybody. And he was like, "No," he was like, "You're so much better than this. Go find something, that you'd be passionate about." And so he supported me in that. But then when it was taking a little longer for me to actually get up and running, like I was learning all the things, I was taking course after course, and he was like, "You got this, babe. You got this. You got this." And then it wasn't happening. And he was like, "Okay, something does have to change. Like, I don't know why you don't believe in yourself the way everybody does." And then Cal came in with personal sessions and, in person 5 path and just helped me along the way. And now I'm rocking it.
Well, now that you're rocking it, is everything just smooth and perfect, or do you still have challenges?
I mean, I wish everything was smooth and perfect, but there's always challenges,
Mhm.
especially with being your own boss and not having that comfortable paycheck coming in, where you can plan accordingly. Now, you actually have to I have to network myself. I have to market. I have to, ask for word of mouth or recommendations or referrals. And that is, I mean, thank goodness I have a sales background, right? Because that does help. But I feel like at the same time, not everybody comes into a creative role, and I do consider hypnosis creative. Thinking that they have to do the salesy stuff or the marketing stuff or the networking stuff. They just want to do the. I just want to do what I'm good at. I want to do what I learned, but it's all one package, and so you get good at it all by doing it.
Okay, so I'm inspired here. Give that new hypnotist out there, or someone that's thinking about becoming a hypnotist, a marketing tip, because maybe they didn't come from a sales and marketing background, that you think would be really helpful for them to know.
Okay, well, everything is emotional, right? So I think marketing is all about connecting with your people. It's not about connecting to everybody. You don't want everybody at the table with you. You want your people at the table. And so I think knowing your why behind why you're doing it makes it feel less salesy, makes it feel less gimmicky or less pitchy. Because when you know your why, and your why is so much bigger than just making money or just going on a trip. Your why, could be anything from, I want generational wealth, or I want to be a role model for my kids, or I want to retire my husband, or whatever it might be. Your why is so much bigger than just the next sale. Then you're never selling anything. You're just having a conversation and you're offering your services to people. And that's love. That's an act of love. I think is offering your services and being open to help people. It doesn't get better than that.
You know what I think your particular sales superpower is, and here you go. It's because you're a true believer. No one could, you when you offer this to someone, that you absolutely for sure know that it works, because it worked for you, it worked for people and that kind of thing. Am I off base?
No, hit the nail right on the head. You can't do anything without belief. You can't start your business if you don't believe in yourself. You can't, find a healthy relationship if you don't believe that they exist, right? It all starts with belief.
Mhm. And so when you tell new potential clients what you do, what do you tell them?
Oh, well, that has changed. I remember I started off by telling people that I do age regression and I work on the trauma. And then Mr. Cal Banyan said that's probably going to scare more people away than it's going to welcome. And it did for a while. So I have modified that. And then I started saying, what you taught us is, we help everyday people with everyday problems when everything else has failed. And that intrigues people. That is like, wait, when everything else has failed, how does that work?
Mhm.
And now in my messaging, I've incorporated like the stress and the overwhelm, and like get past that and become your truest self, like be your best version of yourself. Because I truly believe that hypnosis is the key to that. With all of the external things going on in the world, hypnosis is just steady. It's key.
Now, when you say hypnosis, you mean the kind of hypnosis that we do. I mean, this tier one kind of
Yes.
hypnosis. Now,
Yes.
okay. Oh, everybody watch her face now. Okay, now you have to go back to being an hourly person.
No, I don't want it. It's I feel like that's so much more pressure. And I know that sounds crazy, because I know thinking of running your business, creating it from the ground up and being the visionary, I know all of that sounds like a lot of pressure. But when you have to conform, right, because you're working for somebody else, you have to focus on their vision, the way they see things. You have to get, people to do things maybe, they don't want to do, right? It's so much harder. You have to stretch yourself so thin when you're your own boss, and you get to be part of the creative process. You get to implement it. You get to see it from infancy all the way through. It's there's nothing better than that. It's your baby.
Now, you're a mom, right?
Yes, I am.
Now, when you're hourly, did you have the ability to just schedule in one of your kids' activities?
No,
So
took
what's
me a
that?
long time to get there to be able to do that. I had to work my way up quite a bit to be able to say, I need to pick him up from school, or, I need to take him to a doctor's appointment or something like that. But, that's years in the making of being able to do that right from the
As
beginning
an employee, right?
as an employee, right?
But now,
But now it's, if I know that my son has something on a Thursday, I just don't book anything for that day, because Friday is the next day and it's just as good. Or a big part of what was preventing me from starting in the beginning was, now all of a sudden I had all this free time for my son that I never had, being in the sales environment and having to work at the office and everything. So I was loving all the time that I had with him. And then something clicked, and I was like, wait, that's not a reason not to see clients. Just schedule your lunch hour around the time you have to go pick them up and bring them home. Like, it's that easy. You get to create your schedule around your needs.
that's what happens when you're the boss lady.
Yeah, exactly.
So now let's acknowledge that being your own boss is not for everybody. But what would you say to those people that right now are thinking, I think I might want to be my own boss, and becoming a 5-path hypnotist, I don't know, might be a good thing to do. What do you say to them?
Go for it. If your heart is called to it, there's a reason for it. It's not coincidental. I feel like a lot of people during the last 3 years have found their place somewhere else out of the norm. And I think we're all being called to something higher and something more than what we're doing now. So go for it, give it a try. You don't know what it's going to be unless you go for it. Um, you know, do your research, see where you're feeling called to. I definitely say 5-path 100% over any other hypnosis. Hypnosis is great, don't get me wrong, but 5-path is the key. Um, I think the freedom that comes from it, the structure that Cal has put together with the whole system is unmatched anywhere else. And I think if you struggle with confidence or you struggle with belief, right, because we all can at times, it's just about trusting the process and the community. And I think you can't go wrong by joining us.
Beautiful. So I'm going to let you wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Okay. I think um, transitioning into being your own boss, it has its challenges, but they're so rewarding. They're so much more rewarding than just signing into a computer and doing your 8 hours. This comes with flexibility and freedom and courage and confidence and belief in yourself, because you've done something that most people don't have the guts to do, or most people don't follow through with. And I think when you have your community and you have people backing you up that have been through the same thing, you can't fail. The only failure is not trying. So I think with that, That's about it I have on becoming your own boss, but I encourage everybody to do it.
All right. Thank you, RaeAnn. Now, I'm going to tell you something. We're going to do one more video with RaeAnn. And I'm thinking of, I can't guarantee she'll want to do this, but I'm thinking of just having her ask me some questions and that might have on her mind. She's been working very hard for 2 episodes now, and just let her reap some benefits of being on here. All right. So you folks, I want to see you in class. If you want to become one of the best, there is an army of hypnotists out there, and 5 Pathers are the special forces. You heard it. RaeAnn says, what do? We help people when everything else has failed. That's right. There's people out there, if not for us, they're just going through life, just banging their head against the wall and just frustration and all that. So you really, in your heart, feel called to help people, and you love hypnosis, then go to calbanyan.com, and my training schedule is on there. And also all the videos I've ever done. Now, you might be watching this on other places like YouTube or whatever, but there's only a small percentage of my videos there. All of them, over 600 videos, are all there, listed by title. You can search through and learn a little bit of something about just about everything in the world of hypnosis. All right, with that, love to see you in class. Cal Banyan, over and out.